Welcome to The Leftovers. I'm Rachel Belle. The Leftovers is audio left on the cutting room floor from last week's Your Last Meal interview. And today you'll hear never-before-heard cuts from Tim Heidecker, one half of the Tim and Eric comedy duo, sketch comic, actor, and musician.
Words don't come like they did when I was young, and I don't know why.
Tim has a new album out called Slipping Away. You are hearing a song from it right now. And last week, he told me about his favorite tour ritual.
Chocolate chip cookies were on the rider, and they get taken onto the bus. And I would wake up at like 5 or 6 in the morning. Bus is often still moving. I'd have that like Dagwood from Blondie kind of midnight snack energy. And I'd sneak up there and everybody would be asleep. And I'd creep in and grab this chocolate chip cookie and eat the chocolate chip cookie. And there's something about that sugar rush that knocks you out. About 10 minutes later, I would be like in the deepest, darkest, wonderfulest sleep for the next 3 hours.
Have you done it at home? Like if you wake up and you can't sleep, are you like, I know the remedy?
I'm trying to avoid that. I don't want this to get taken the wrong way, but there's a lot of things I do on tour that I don't do at home.
That was last week on Your Last Meal. And if you're all caught up, let's get to The Leftovers with Tim Heidecker. Okay, I'm going to do a little speed round with you with a question that's not very speedy. So I read this quote where you said, as I get older, I don't have to explore so many things. I know what I like. I like my routines. There are things that consistently bring me joy. What are some of those things?
Well, the quote you're referring to is me listing peanut M&Ms, I believe, as one of my favorite snacks. So
at the movies.
Yeah, or on the road, or at a gas station.
Okay.
Or at the M&M store. It's a great place to get M&Ms.
You go to the M&M store, straight to the source.
Yeah, that's usually my main point of going to New York is to hit the M&M store. But what is the question? What are my rituals?
You don't have to explore so many things. You know what you like. You have your routines. What are the things that consistently bring you joy?
I love a good tuna sandwich that I make at home with just like tuna and mayonnaise and bread and some chips. I love this beverage. This is I'm showing the Waterloo Black Cherry Sparkling Water. I want to make this a ritual is the Hostess Cherry Pie.
Whoa.
Have you had that lately?
No. When I was a kid, I wanted those so bad and I wasn't allowed to have them. And then I finally had one as an adult and was like, I don't think I like this anymore.
Really?
It was so sweet.
I just had it recently. I was very impressed. I thought it was a high quality item. One thing that's funny about it is it comes in this cardboard box with no plastic. It's just the pie in the box, which I thought was cute. And I thought it was delicious. I thought the pie crust was really good. It was very sweet, but I thought it was like pretty above average for a gas station snack. Yeah, I like those peanut butter filled pretzels, those things from Trader Joe's. I think the Trader Joe's ones are pretty fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of crap, to be honest with you. I love pizza, of course. I have a theory that this might be a fairly obvious one, but like all pizza is good. I don't really believe in great pizza. I believe some pizza is better than others, but I've had what's considered the best pizza, and I think that's not that far away from like Round Table pizza. I had Round Table last night, but my son had like a baseball practice that had a thing afterwards. And I was like, this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I'm impressed.
That's a category that I have with a couple of my friends is after Little League pizza. That's like a whole category of places. And Round Table is totally one of them. It's if there's a salad bar.
Yeah, I got the salad bar. It was awesome. I loaded up on basically everything. But I've had like, this pizza is the best pizza in town. And I'm like, it's pretty good. It's good. Yeah. But it's pizza. How good? What's the top it could ever get? It's still going to be pizza. It's still going to be bread and sauce and cheese and meat or whatever. I mean, I've had what I would say is bad pizza. We've all had like pizza in Boston is generally going to be pretty bad.
Oh, I didn't know
that. Yeah, you figured out how to make the best pizza. It's not that complicated. Heat, ingredients, proportions. The variables aren't that vast. it is amazing that you can get bad pizza.
Wow. I could not disagree with Tim more. I happen to think there is a vast difference between good pizza and amazing pizza. Speaking from personal experience, I've been making my own pizza dough for about 5 years. And I will say it is not easy to find a recipe that is consistently amazing. Or maybe it's just because I'm not doing it correctly. Sometimes my pizza is good. Sometimes it's very good. Sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes it's not that good. And I think it all comes down to the crust. So if you want that perfect wood fire pizza crust that's chewy and a little bit tart and has those perfect fire-licked leopard spots, you kind of have to be a bit of a dough nerd. I already do a recipe that has an overnight ferment, but the folks that are making amazing pizza are nerding out on hydration levels. They are letting it ferment for days. They're kneading it and folding it and resting it and putting it in the fridge and taking it out of the fridge. They might be using 00 flour or locally milled flour for a food that is ubiquitous around the world, that can show up at a slumber party, that can be delivered to your door. Making an excellent pizza is not as easy as you might think. So when someone really gets it right, there can be a big difference between good pizza and mind-blowing pizza. But that's just my opinion. So you're a huge baseball fan. I'm curious, since baseball parks around the country have gotten kind of fancy with their food. I mean, here in Seattle, you know, you can have sushi, you can get like food from a lot of the good restaurants in town. You can get dumplings from Din Tai Fung. What do you want to eat when you're at the ballpark?
Well, I mean, you might have picked this up. I'm a pretty traditional guy. I'm talking Hostess cherry pies here. I mean, I get very traditional. I was just at the game the other day in LA. We have a notable hot dog, the Dodger dog. I don't think it's very good. I don't think it's worth the reputation it has, but I'll get it every single time.
What is the Dodger dog?
I couldn't tell you what's unique about it. It's fairly thin. It's grilled. It's long.
Okay, so it's not like there's a special topping. It's just...
No, it's just a Dodger dog. It's very long.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It does the job. I load it up with mustard and relish and sometimes mayo and sometimes ketchup. And then I'll get a bag of peanuts and I'll get a beer and I'll get some ice cream later if it's going to be one of those nights. Time before I got... my daughter wanted Dippin' Dots, so we both got Dippin' Dots, and they were fine. They were fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't go to a lot of baseball games, but I just want a hot dog because I feel like I can go eat all this other food all the time, but this is the hot dog place.
No, and you're sitting in it's not the most conducive environment for like a fine meal.
Yeah. We have a special hot dog in Seattle, though. The Seattle dog is cream cheese and caramelized onions.
That sounds good.
It's pretty good. And people put sriracha, too. And that was Tim Heidecker's Leftovers. If you missed last week's episode with Tim, scroll back and give it a listen. The Leftovers and Your Last Meal are both products of Seattle's Cascade PBS. This episode was mixed and mastered by Sarah Bernard, with editing and production assistance from Aliha Syed. The show was created, hosted, and co-produced by me. Original theme music by Prom Queen. You can find me on Instagram at Hello Rachel Belle, and find the whole lineup of Cascade PBS podcasts at cascadepbs.org/podcasts. I'm Rachel Belle, and this is The Leftovers.